Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and today we have some really good news in the cryptocurrency space. Really good news. Bitcoin has finally just broken a very key level of resistance that's been holding it down for the last 2 months. If you saw my video yesterday, I talked about that there, but in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what's just happened, and I'm going to show you why Bitcoin is probably going to be going to all-time highs pretty soon, and I'm officially bullish on Bitcoin now. We saw an not an all-time low, but we saw a low down here at 6,000 a little while ago, and everybody was freaking out. Their hair was on fire. They were running around like chickens with their heads cut off. We all know what was going on back here when cryptocurrency and Bitcoin was just crashing. Every time it looked like we were going to come back up to this, like these couple of days right here, especially when everybody thought, oh, well, the market's down, 9,000 is the bottom. I thought 9,000 was the bottom. 9,000 wasn't the bottom. The problem was we had this long-term downtrend. As you can see, it has a touch here and a touch here. We had this downtrend holding us down, and as you can see, we've just gotten through it. Yesterday, I made a video talking about this, and I said in the next 2 days that this that has just happened is going to happen, and what do you know? It happened a couple hours after I made that video. A couple hours after I made that video, we got above this trend line right here, which is also really important that we got above that. I'll show you that in just a second. But we also got above this downtrend. As you can see, we got above it, came down, touched it, and got support at it. So that is really nice to see. We're a little overextended on the RSI, so we might pull back a little bit. But so long as we stay above this downtrend, we can officially say, or we can say with a lot more certainty that the cryptocurrency bear market and the Bitcoin bear market is over. Now, this uptrend I also want to show you because it's really important. If we zoom out here, it has some touches here. It has a little bit of support here. It had a touch here at the previous pullback to about 9,200. And if we zoom out here, as you can see back here on this pullback down to 8,000 back in November, we have some touches there. And that trend line actually starts right back here, about like right around here when we pull back to 3,000 from the 5,000 to 3,000 pullback. I don't know if you could hear that. That was the block being mined. I'll be getting to that in just a second. But yeah, so we got above two very important trend lines. These have been very important trend lines in the past couple of months for Bitcoin. This longer term trend line, this one right here, has been very important as well. And we've gotten above both of them in the span of just a couple of days. So that is really bullish for Bitcoin. That's a really good sign. But not only that, SegWit is coming out. The development team for Bitcoin is releasing an improvement to Bitcoin called the 0.16 update, as you can see here. They're calling it this. And on GitHub, they're promising new features, various bug fixes, and performance improvements. I'm getting this from Cointelegraph. There'll be a link to this in the description if you want to read this full article. But SegWit is finally being released. A lot of people were talking about SegWit. SegWit has been a point of controversy in cryptocurrency for the last 8 months. The cryptocurrency, or the scam coin, Bitcoin Cash, is where that came from, by the way. Bitcoin Cash was made... It's complicated, but Bitcoin Cash is basically the baby of the whole SegWit debate and the scaling debate. So we're finally seeing SegWit come out. And updates, since Bitcoin is a decentralized currency, just because an update comes out doesn't mean it gets rolled out. An update being put out has to be verified by the miners. So if the miners verify this update, then we will have SegWit. Now, if you don't know what SegWit is, I'll probably end up doing a full video on this in the next couple of days as this update comes out. I'm not exactly sure when they plan to launch it, but the update is coming out. They released this a couple days ago. I don't think it's live yet. But SegWit is basically... It's kind of complicated, but basically it's a system that's going to roughly double the size of a block, and if you double the size of a block, that means twice the number of transactions can go through. It's not doubling this, it's not really changing the size of the block, it's moving some of the code in the block to a separate block. It, like I said, it's complicated, but it in effect doubles the size of a block, so that about double the number of transactions can go through at any given time. Because one of the problems with Bitcoin is called the scalability, problem, and that is basically that only so many transactions per second can go through the Bitcoin blockchain network. And as you can see here, there are 3,000 unconfirmed transactions waiting to be mined right now because a block hasn't come through and mined them. And what I was talking about earlier is this website makes a noise whenever a block is mined, and it probably will again by the end of this video. But whenever a block is mined, transactions get put into the block, and the block gets put onto the blockchain, and then those transactions are verified by blocks that are put on top of them. So those blocks can only hold so many transactions, so when there's more transactions coming in than the blocks can hold, then there gets to be a backlog of transactions, and the miners will pick the transactions with the highest fees because it's basically well, it's not a lottery system. It's basically a I can't think of the word, but basically it's a system where the miners are going to pick the transactions that have the highest fees of course, because they want to make more money. So the people that don't put a fee on their Bitcoin, or they put a low fee on their Bitcoin, or on their transaction, they don't get to send their transaction isn't going to get mined by the miners because the miners will pick someone with a higher fee. In essence, that increases the number, or that increases the price of fees on Bitcoin astronomically. In December of last year, the Bitcoin fees were getting up on average around like $50 and $60. I have a video on that also. It was insane. Right now they're really low because the number of unconfirmed transactions is low, but this number has been up close to 300,000 before, which is ridiculous. Not something that a currency that aims to go global can actually do and expect to actually be successful, which is why some cryptocurrencies like Litecoin had been doing so well during those times, because a lot of people that needed to move cheap transactions were moving towards altcoins that had they had more throughput and they had lower fees, like Litecoin. So that's basically what's going on in the cryptocurrency space. There's a lot more going on. There always is. I can't touch everything in my videos, but basically SegWit is going to be rolling out soon, and also Bitcoin has just broken two very key levels of resistance, this uptrend and this downtrend, and if it can stay above both of them, I definitely think March and into April are going to be some very, very, very good months for Bitcoin. I could see Bitcoin getting to 30 or 40,000 by the end of Q2 of 2018. I could definitely see that. It's very possible. I'm still holding to my prediction of somewhere between $50,000 to $80,000 for the end of 2018. We'll see what happens though. We're sitting at 11,000 now. Bitcoin nearly 20x'd in 2017. I don't think that's going to happen in 2018, but if Bitcoin even 5x's, we'll be at 50K, so that's really nice. Bitcoin is here to stay. I strongly, strongly believe in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, and hopefully I can convince you guys too as well in these videos. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you're interested in leaving a comment, feel free to. That's what the comment section is for. If you also want to talk about this or anything else that I've talked about on the channel or anything at all, you can come and join the Discord server, and you can come talk to me in person and some of the other awesome people in the Discord server. Shout out to anyone who's in the Discord. There will be a link to that in the description and in a pinned comment at the top of the comment section. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.